Hello. So I'm going to invite you to imagine this. Imagine you have just had a conflict or a discussion with your partner, and they've given you the look, or they've given you the tone of voice, or they've asked you a specific question, or said something to you, and you immediately feel your emotions rise. You feel fear, anger, frustration, and you want to go into a response that allows you to get heard, to feel like you've got a point of view, to allow you to feel like you have a right of response. Have you ever also noticed that perhaps even you feel a lot of time spending resentful and agitated and focused on how much your partner frustrates you? Have you ever wondered why it is that when your partner does or says certain things, it is a trigger for you? Now, for many people that I've worked with in this area of relationship support, one of the things that comes up in relationships is this belief that it is our partner, it is your partner who is the reason for why you feel the way you feel. And so we like to apportion blame to the person and say, well, if you didn't do that, I wouldn't feel that way. And if you hadn't said that to me, I wouldn't have reacted that way. And we go into all these justifications and reasons and build up a story in your own head as to why your partner is the reason that you are so triggered, frustrated, sad, angry. Now, chronically abusive relationships aside, this is not in reference to this, but in general relationship dynamics, this is the thing that you need to realize and consider when you are triggered in your own relationship. What you feel, the trigger you feel, the reaction that comes out of you that's quite heightened and almost like 0 to 100 without any ability to manage or respond to, that trigger is actually unconscious in nature. In other words, you are not even aware of where it comes from, why it occurs, or when it first got initiated. But as an adult, if you are unable to hear something from your partner, listen and respond instead of react, and instead you go from 0 to 100 and how you respond by fighting back, by arguing, by yelling, or by shutting down, by going into silence, by stonewalling. If you are doing that, that is a sign that there is an unresolved childhood wound in your psyche, buried as the iceberg beneath the water, that has never actually been addressed or resolved. And when your partner is reacting or behaving in a way that they do that triggers you, rather than it being about your actual partner, it is an unconscious reminder of a parent in your life, the most dominant caregiver for you, that you had the biggest challenges with. In other words, if your partner maybe tells you what to do or says that you've done something wrong or judges you for something that you do, that's actually not your partner triggering you. It is a hidden memory from your childhood, a parent who used to do the same thing. Now, perhaps as a child, you weren't allowed to respond with arguing and fighting back and yelling and screaming. You were probably told to shut down, be quiet, and were controlled. So, of course, the opposite reaction to that as an adult might be to yell, to fight back, because your unconscious mind, the part of you you're not even aware of, the 95%, is desperately trying hard to get resolution for the experiences that you had as a child that you were never able to deal with at the time. The flip side is if you get told off by your partner, it may not be that you fight back. It may be that you go into old similar patterns of shutting down, stonewalling, ignoring, or avoidance. And the reason that happens is because you are being unconsciously reminded of times in your life when a significant parent of yours talked to you or treated you in a way that caused you to have to behave that way to avoid being seen, to avoid being judged, or to avoid even being told off again. And so, how do you change these dynamics within a relationship? How do you stop this arguing and reactive dynamic that is often the reason the relationships end, because both partners are blaming each other for the way they behave, and you're unable to actually see that the reason they behave the way they do is because of their childhood reactions, and the way you behave is because of your childhood hidden childhood experiences. And also you're triggering one another because you've attracted this partner who is a reflection of the part of you that you need to heal from your childhood based around that specific parent. And I say to my clients all the time, if you don't find the ability to heal this in this relationship dynamic, and if both partners aren't able to come and do the work to recognize where these come from and release the emotions that cause this trigger, then when you go into a new relationship, whilst for the first part of this relationship, it may feel like it's all, sunshines and rainbows, it is guaranteed that if you do not resolve this on some level in this current relationship, you will go and attract a similar partner and you'll experience the same triggers again. Because here's the clincher: the triggers are not actually your partner, they are you. And the moment my clients take full responsibility and recognize that I'm actually responsible for cleaning up my own internal mess, he or she is responsible for cleaning up their own internal mess. We're both going to do this together and separately. This is why couples counseling often fails, because it doesn't create space for this. But when we both do the work, go inwards, look at our internal landscape, dig in, find the why, find what's triggering me, what are the incidents from childhood that have caused this, and heal it, then unless we do that, you're going to find this dysfunction within the relationship repeats over and over again. So the point being of this video is that in order to shift your current relationship dynamic, it is absolutely essential that you look at your own inner makings and first and foremost. You need to look at your relationship with your mother and your father. What type of relationship did you have? And that's what my work does. It helps you unpack and find what those patterns and triggers are, and it helps you dissolve the patterns. So basically, instead of being really triggered when your partner says or does something in a certain look in a certain way and you feel the energy build, what I help you do is go catch yourself and either one, no longer be triggered or as triggered by certain behaviors from your partner, but also change how you respond and react, which then changes how you are responding and reacting with one another. But the key here is this: you cannot ignore your own part in a relationship dysfunction. Now, I can hear some of you say, yeah, but what if my partner is narcissistic, or what if my partner is ... This may well be the case, but it's still a case of, well, what about how you react to their behavior? Are your current reactions and responses actually helping change the relationship narrative? Are your current reactions actually able to shift how this relationship is functioning? Of course, if it's a highly abusive relationship, emotionally, physically, mentally, then you must leave. That is often the only way to be able to heal some of these internal childhood programs. But otherwise, if you're both willing to do the work together, then you're going to experience an amazing shift in your relationship dynamics. It requires vulnerability, it requires a willingness to look inwards. But when you do that, I promise you, you're going to experience a different relationship landscape, and your entire relationship is going to thrive, become more loving, less reactive, because you will understand yourself more, you will understand your partner more, and you will open your space and your heart for more love, more understanding, and more empathy, but without compromising loving boundaries, without by having the uncomfortable, truthful conversations, but they're coming from a place of the adult you, not the wounded child that is continually going into old repeat patterns. So if that's something you're really interested in, I offer that work for people. I work with couples individually first to ascertain what each story is being told. And then from that place, I bring you together and we do some deep therapeutic work in this area. My recent 2 couples that I've worked with have had huge shifts in their relationship dynamics, whereas when they came to me, they were looking at breaking up, and now they are well on the path to creating an incredible life together. So if that's something that interests you, please get in touch. You can get in touch with me here or via my website at soniacortis.com. And I look forward to chatting to you soon. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, day. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Chat soon. Bye.